Hello, everyone. Welcome joining our first webinar of GDSC. So today's webinar, we have invited the representatives from HKAI to introduce more about AI technology and career opportunities. So today, we're very honored to introduce two speakers for this webinar. So the first speaker is Timothy, who is the Executive Director of the HKAI Lab. Timothy has accumulated over 20 years of experience in the information and internet field. He worked in esteemed companies such as Alibaba, Apple, and PCCW. He is now the Executive Director of the HKAI Lab, which is a non-profit initiative fully funded by the Alibaba Hong Kong Entrepreneurs Fund and SenseTime, focusing on advancing the frontiers of AI with cutting-edge technologies and expertise, and empowering startups to commercialize their new innovations. And today, we are also very honored to invite our second speaker, which is John Ko. John Ko is the co-founder of Vivacity, who is an HKU graduate. He has experience in quant trading and managing the technology and client support of Vivacity. He loves talking to clients and providing solutions to their problems, and enjoys going to galleries and talking with artists. He manages the company's global expansion to US, UK, and GBA. So welcome all of the speakers. Maybe we can have Timothy to share screen and talk more about the HKAI innovations and career opportunities. Thank you.
In fact, I think we would have June to go first. I think it's a better flow that way. Is that okay, June? Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, sounds good. That was a very flattering introduction. Thank you very much. Okay. I'll share my screen to start the webinar. First of all, thank you very much, everyone from PolyU joining this webinar. I hope that my presentation can help regarding your careers regarding AI and also design as well. So, nice to meet you. My name is Jun Ko. I am the co-founder of Vivacity. Vivacity is an architecture and design studio for curating your virtual experience. What I mean by that, I think it will be easier for you to understand if I show you some of the videos of our company. So I'll share you our product. So this is a client that we are currently serving. So as I told you, Vivacity makes virtual environments for clients around the world, including galleries, museums, companies, and schools, and communities. And one of them, we have 7 locations around the world, including New York, London, Paris, Hong Kong, Seoul, Tokyo, and Singapore. And this is our Hong Kong client. This client is now in Hollywood Road, Shanghai. The gallery's name is called Philippines, owned by the former Prime Minister of France. And today I'm going to show you the inside of the Philippine Gallery virtually. So everything that you see now is built by our studio. So you can see that inside there is a documentary by Francis Bacon, a renowned painter from the UK. And you will see that the virtual environment is an exact replica of the Hollywood Road Shanghai Gallery. You'll be able to see the descriptions of the paintings by clicking on the zoom button. You're also able to see a person from Paris is walking around the virtual gallery. And if you go to the second floor, you will see works by Zhong Fanji, renowned Chinese painter for his Mask series. And on the second floor, we have replicated the bar that's owned by Francis Bacon himself. The client uses this to gather people around the world from New York, Hong Kong, France to have like a tea time again. And another thing that we would like to show you is the 3D scan objects that we place inside the Metaverse. This is where we use the AI technologies by using multiple hundreds of photos and combining into one 3D model. And you see my co-founder Jane talking to me inside of the virtual space. And inside the virtual space in the Metaverse, you are able to interact real time like that. Of course, basic emojis like cheering, saying hi, it's all possible. Yeah. So after like a guided tour from the curator or the docent, the clients and the guests of this gallery use this function to play around. So this is what we are doing around the world with museums and galleries, and also for communities like University of Hong Kong. We hope to, it is currently in our roadmap to collaborate with University PolyU, especially regarding your final year projects. You guys always do at the graduate show. We love to have that in the virtual world. So, okay, that was that. And let me share you. Yeah, so this is what we do. We are a architecture design studio for curating your virtual experience. The co-founder started the company because when in our part-time, we go to M+ museums every Friday to give you tours because of our architectural background. The South Gallery in the M+ is designated for the architectural projects, and we're the ones who showcase and explain to the general public what these collections mean. But one thing that we realized while working as a docent was that if you see 100 different artworks in a museum, it usually means that there are 10 times more collections in their storage. Meaning, although we enjoy what the M+ Museum has to offer right now, there are much more that we do not see. And if you ask the curators, okay, I heard that the M+ Museum has this artwork by, for example, Nam Jun Baek, and they're gonna say, we don't know. And usually if you see the statistics, if you want to see all of the collections of a museum based on their exhibition, it might take around 10 to 20 years for you to wait for it. And you wouldn't know what's in the collection as well. So the co-founders realized, okay, if we want to make art more accessible, right? And especially for museum, it should be the most accessible institution in the world. And the fact that we don't get the opportunity to request the museum that, okay, I want to see this artwork, can we make it sooner, was such a thing that a problem that we want to solve. So we started the company with a determination to build spaces that can be an extension of the real world, so that people will see, oh, this is actually available in the storage. What about we ask the museum curator to make this collection come up in the next exhibition? There was a good imagination for our teams that way. So by doing that, we can finally provide a universal, timeless and human experiences in the art world. So, but as we know, that's not the reason why we're here. We're really here to listen to the entrepreneur journey, why as co-founder of a startup, why we do this. So, Jane, who is also my co-founder, didn't get to join this webinar, but I asked her, what's your innate drive that makes you keep going? And well, she started the company because she wanted to be at the forefront of where the action happens. So she has an experience in investment banking, looking at companies and making investment decisions for companies. But she always thought that she's supporting and making investments for the company that make changes in the world. But she always wanted to feel like, I want to be that person that makes the change. And that's why she started the business. And the problem that she wanted to solve occurred while she was working in M+. And she wanted to bring novel experiences, art and culture closer to us. But it's not really just, the initial drive that makes us continue what we're doing. Because for example, when you start a student project, or if you start a team when you're in university, it's very easy to start something, but usually it ends up nowhere. And as a business owner, we have to really focus on what makes us go on. And Jane found that reason because she saw the immediate impact that she can have on clients and customers. So they're the ones who said, I'm really happy with the service that you provide, or sometimes they give feedback, oh, this is something that you can improve on. And she was so happy that she's at the middle and she's the one who can continue to make change based on the feedbacks that the clients have. So that's your ideal version of startup founder, why she does a startup. For me, I was recruited by Jane. Jane asked like if I can be part of the team, and I was really excited because, of course, I resonated with the problem that she wanted to solve. But mainly, I'm pretty sure you can resonate, especially when you're students, because it sounds cool. Yeah, I started what I'm doing because it sounds cool. But the funny thing was, and it feels exciting, right? It feels like that you're solving a problem. Feels like it's going to be more exciting than your typical corporate jobs. So I did it. But the problem that you immediately face when you start a company is that it's no longer about you being excited. You don't start a company to make you feel special. It's really about making other people feel special and whether you really feel happy through doing that. Because as the introduction said, I come from a finance background and quantitative hedge funds. To briefly talk to you about what quant hedge funds do, it's basically hiring PhDs in math, physics, astrophysics, and make them build algorithms that can trade stocks by themselves. So you're pretty accustomed to people telling you that you're smart, and you are surrounded people that are smart, and you feel like you deserve this everything because the value that I am creating in this system called hedge fund is something that I deserve because I fought my way through this. But as soon as you start the company, what you realize, this is the thing that we realize. So at first, when we came up with the minimum viable product, that's what you do for startups, is that the client was very, very reluctant to use our service because they already had an existing service called 360 cameras. Instead of like a real-time virtual experience, they were really content with what 360 cameras can do. That was the point where I was like, okay, it's no longer about whether we have like a great technology, whether we have a better team or from better universities or awesome people, awesome team. It's really about making them happy, whether they find value in us. And by paying the money to our company, they feel like, oh, they can create more money, or they feel like their pain points are resolved, or whether they can hedge their risks. And that's the point where I was shocked for me. And that was the main reason I almost quit doing the startup journey, because your usual thought process when you're like a fresh graduate, when you graduate university, is that oh, because my peers are getting this amount of money and my top people in the class is getting this amount of money, maybe I should deserve that amount. But when you start your own company, it's not about what the average market says about what your value is. If you cannot create value to your customers, your value is zero. You don't deserve anything. And that was like such a bubble popping moment for me, because my ego was like a big, huge balloon because I got approval from everybody. And now it was I had to start from scratch. So I had a choice whether I just leave the company and get back to my comfortable self, or whether I finish what I started. I tried to come up with a system where by building a team, we can create more value to people. And I chose to stay because I felt like I was becoming a better person, because when you're in your corporate self, you have to, usually what your thought process is like, because I created this much value to the company, I deserve this much amount of money. So maybe I should get a promotion. I should, move to another company that, thinks that I'm valuable more. But for me now, it's like, how do I create more value to customers? How do we make them happy? How do they make them come back? So the whole experience is very humbling. And that's the reason why I do it and continue to do it. Yeah. So that is also includes on, is reflected on our culture, really. We're trying to build a team that can continuously build value to the world. And most of you might have heard about things called KPI, Key Performance Index, regarding, in order to make sure that the team performs, the things that you have to, like a checklist. The thing that co-founders realize is that if you want to build a team, it's not really about solving like a problem that's going to be finished in 1 year. You have to continue to build a team that is going to solve this problem 3 years, 5 years, 10 years, decades of problems. And to make sure smart people, great people stay in the team, it's really important for the team to make sure that they feel emotionally supported, that they feel happy by being here. So this is our what we call the 8R framework in our studio. We make sure that we go through the feedback, not just like me to the staff, but staff giving me feedbacks regarding, do I make them feel, for example, ready, or do I make them feel rewarded, or am I giving them right feedbacks? Do I make them feel responsible, and do you get enough rest? And this is like our weekly routine that we go through on our staff. So, and by making our employees happy, making myself happy, we are able to create value to our customers, and our customers find value in our company by archiving past exhibitions. For museums, you work months and months of progress to come up with 30 days of exhibition, and it's just gone through history, and that's what we help them capture. We also help them display artworks in the storage, as I told you, so that they can create more opportunities for their audience and their clients. Sometimes they use the space to convince artists to collaborate with them. So it's easier for you to, for example, a Hong Kong gallery to say to the like a French artist saying, why don't you come to Hong Kong and have an exhibition with us? Instead of sending them photos or videos of past exhibitions, it will be easier for them to convince the artist if they still show you the virtual space. And the artist will understand the spatial curation of like, oh, this is how my art will be represented. And also inside the space, our clients can engage people around the world. And this is the point where not only the art industry use our service, where schools, companies, for example, and also Science Park even, we are currently in discussion with them regarding engaging their 16,000 employees. So yeah, we have like lots of use cases regarding that. Awesome. So the reason why designers love us is because we are at the Metaverse front line. We have international presence around the world, so it will be normal for you to talk to clients in New York, like Paris or London. It is a perfect job for specifically 3D designers. So I want you guys to tell every one of your 3D designers, designer friends who use a tool called Blender to apply to our company. Because one, we have a 100% home office program. We usually have come to Mondays, come to office on Mondays because the company pays for our lunch. So they just like come on Mondays to have lunch together. But really the reason why designers love this is that compared to real architecture projects around the world, which takes 3 to like 5 years, you get to see your creative idea being realized in less than a month. And that makes clients happy all the time. And you'll be able to have that feedback, positive feedback loop every time. And we focus on building spaces that will not be abandoned. That's the reason why we hesitate to work with brands like, for example, McDonald's or Vogue, because we know that it's going to be a one-time marketing gimmick. And we don't want the space that we have designed to be abandoned after one-time marketing event. So the reason why we work with the art industry and community is because the clients have a good understanding in terms of how they're going to use this space, not just for one time, but years to come. Yeah. So it's like a very rewarding experience for designers. So we have job openings. So we have designers that we like to hire. We currently already have PolyU graduates, 2 of them, Cyrus and Leo, who are very, very talented, awesome. And one thing that I guaranteed for both of them is that we will try to build a system that can maximize your impact. Just like one person, a new person comes in, it won't be your typical designer job where you put social media posts. It will make sure that when you work with us, you'll be able to see for yourself the changes that you can make. And that's my job, to make sure that you see that. And of course, we also have technology openings. We have AI powered projects. The first one being the AI scanning tools that we have, and also the second one being the application that we are currently making for the Web3 environment. So the reason why we are making the application for these events is because after we create, for example, multiple of metaverses, there has to be a specific platform that can invite you to join the events for these metaverses, right? And that's the platform that we're building, and we'll be using recommendation algorithms powered by AI. So we're trying to hire one person in technology and also a project manager who can come up with the contents, meaning that person will be directly working with me in terms of building the business, as well as coming up with events that can make the clients interested. For example, one idea that we recently came up with, it was an auction system inside the metaverse. So it is one of those events that we'll be coming up with. Awesome. And everything, our journey was supported by HKII, which the team that Tim is leading. HKII was our was a stepping stone, not a stepping stone, but it was like a sanctuary for us to get into Science Park. So of course, like Sandra and Flora, team's colleagues would disagree that because HKI is like harder to get in than Science Park. But because for us, we got into the HKI program first and then got into Science Park. And it's always like that good feeling that you still have a place to go inside this big Science Park buildings. And you still feel like, oh, there's at least this one room that welcomes us. And there, you're able to meet great mentors. Of course, Flora and Sandra comes up with awesome events collaborating with AWS, Google, but it's really the advice that they can give you. And especially Tim, because of his background in sales, I didn't get the chance to talk to him not in a weekly basis, but I'm pretty sure that I'll be doing this very sometime. Because he was the one leading a global sales team, and I believe that I'll be talking with him a lot. And the HKI gives you free resources, great companies are around there, and yeah, free events as well. How much time do I have? Did I already use my 20 minutes?
I guess the time is closed. So
no, it's okay. Yeah, that's pretty much what I had to say. So to wrap up today's session, I hope I was able to give you a glimpse about what it means to start a company, as well as what it means to work with us on Vivacity Studios. And to end this webinar, please copy and paste my email. You can just post it on your Facebook or Instagram. You can just send me an email, say hi, or better, you can send me your CVs regarding your portfolios, especially when you're a 3D designer. And if you know anyone who is a 3D designer, please send them this email, send them the website, vivacitystudio.com is our website. So let them see it, and we will be hiring 3D designers and one technologist. So yeah, I hope to see you soon in our interview. Thank you very much for your time. Thank you.